Have you ever wondered how you can browse a website or send an email from your laptop? To help us understand this process, we use OSI Model Framework. OSI stands for Open System Interconnection. Let's see what are these 7 layers. This is a theoretical framework. It is to understand network communication. And it is used to describe how data transmitted and processed at different layers. The bottommost layer is physical layer, and is responsible for the actual transmission of data over a physical medium, such as a cable, hubs, network interface card and power plugs. Second layer is data link layer. Data link layer has 2 main sublayers, Media Access Control Layer or MAC and Logic Link Control Layer or LLC. Media Access Control, MAC. Used as a network address for most IEEE 802 network technologies, such as Ethernet, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. Logic Link Control, LLC. The LLC layer provide flow control, error checking, and frame synchronization to ensure that data is transmitted correctly and reliably between devices on a network. The data link layer is responsible for converting the physical layer's raw data into a form that can be understood by the network layer and for converting the network layer's data into a form that can be transmitted by the physical layer. It also detects and corrects errors that occur in the physical layer. Next up is network layer. It is responsible for delivering data packets from the source device to the destination device by routing the packets through intermediate devices on the network. Network layer use ARP, Address Resolution Protocol, to map a logical IP address to a physical MAC address. IP, Internet Protocol. This is the most widely used network layer protocol. It provides logical addressing and routing functionality using IP addresses. Network layer determines the most efficient path for the data to take based on factors such as distance and congestion, to map a logical IP address to a physical MAC address. Network layer use ARP, Address Resolution Protocol. When a device wants to send data to another device on the same network, it needs to know the physical address of the destination device, so it can send the data directly to it. ARP provides a way for a device to dynamically find the physical address of another device on the same network by sending an ARP request that contains the IP address of the target device. The fourth layer is transport layer. It is responsible for providing reliable data transfer, flow control, error checking and correction, and multiplexing and demultiplexing services between devices on a network. Transport layer needs 2 main protocols to provide different types of communication services. TCP, a Transmission Control Protocol. UDP, User Datagram Protocol. TCP is a connection-oriented protocol, which means that it establishes a reliable, end-to-end connection between devices before transmitting data. It provides guaranteed delivery of data by using mechanisms such as flow control and error checking and correction. This makes TCP a good choice for applications that require a high level of reliability, such as virtual private network, VPN, or file transfers. UDP, on the other hand, is a connectionless protocol, which means that it does not establish a connection before transmitting data. It simply sends packets of data to the destination device without checking to see if they were received. UDP is often used for real-time applications that require low-latency data transfer, such as video streaming, audio streaming, and online gaming. The session layer, which is the 5th layer of the OSI, Open Systems Interconnection, model, is responsible for managing the communication sessions between 2 devices on a network. In simple terms, the session layer establishes, maintains, and terminates a communication session between 2 devices. The presentation layer, which is the 6th layer of the OSI, Open Systems Interconnection, model, is responsible for preparing data for presentation to the application layer. When preparing the data for the application layer, presentation layer performs several functions: data compression, data encryption, data translation, data integrity. The application layer is the highest layer in the 7-layer OSI model of computer networking. It provides a user interface for applications to access network services. This layer is responsible for defining standardized protocols for network services, such as email, SMTP, IMAP, POP, file transfer, FTP, web browsing, HTTP, and others. The application layer also defines the way the applications will interact with the underlying transport layer to ensure data integrity, flow control, and reliable data transfer. Now we will see how your grandma gets your email through OSI Model. The email client is used to compose and send the email. In the application layer, presentation layer format the data to a standardized format for transmission over the network. Session layer establishes and maintains the connection between the sender and the recipient's email servers. Transport layer ensures the reliable delivery of the email from the sender to the recipient's email server. The network layer is routing the email from the sender's email server to the recipient's email server. Data link layer physically transmits the email over the network. Physical layer transmits the binary representation of the email over the network. Then grandma's device physical layer receives the actual bits of data that are transmitted over the network medium, such as Ethernet cables or Wi-Fi. Data link layer performs error detection and correction on the incoming data to ensure that it has been transmitted accurately. Network layer routes the incoming data to the correct destination on the recipient's network. Transport layer ensures that the incoming data is delivered to the recipient in an orderly and reliable manner. Session layer manages the session between the sender and the recipient, ensuring that the data is transmitted in a coherent and consistent manner. Presentation layer decompress and decrypt the incoming data, if necessary. At last, application layer provide the user interface for grandma to access and view the incoming email. If you want to know more about the OSI model, visit our website, cyberu.com. Support us by hitting the like button and subscribe for more videos.